Hello, this is Matt, and I welcome you to this sleep hypnosis for clearing the mind of negative energy. A guided sleep meditation to reprogram your subconscious mind and motivate you towards the freedom you can experience. As you begin the process of letting go of negative thoughts, feelings, and events past. And I wonder if you would be curious to know that hypnosis is simply a process that guides you to experience your own feeling of relaxation, where you can more easily absorb the positive suggestions given all for your own benefit, that sooner or later will be acknowledged and integrated by your deepest self. That part of you that sees the need to reprogram your mind. And whether you want to reprogram and change your subconscious, your unconscious, that is all the same, and that is up to you. And maybe you would like to think of this session, this guided meditation, as a form of coached visualization. And that's perfectly fine. And if you choose to imagine this process to be a wonderful form of higher spiritual self-healing, that works too. Because the truth is, only you can truly know the best and most meaningful way to begin your journey. As you decide now just how far you can truly go to experience the letting go that you need to be better now, by allowing yourself to change for the better your own thoughts and feelings, and step forward in life with clarity and renewal. And I wonder how you would feel knowing that with continued practice you will learn to free yourself from the flow of unhelpful thoughts and the fears that held you back there in the past, as you drift down and experience a deep, restful sleep. At Self Health Hypnosis, we believe there is always light somewhere in the darkness, guiding you to discover your personal strengths and be the hero of your own journey. So I wonder when you will choose to start a new story, because you are here now we are certain part of you is committed now to the process of letting go of any negative thoughts and the negative energy of fear and anxiety. And the truth is, I don't know if it will be the words that I use or the sound of my voice that will lead you to experience a deep, comfortable trance. And perhaps as you follow my voice, you would like to imagine I am a wise old friend and you are finding comfort now. As I talk you through this relaxing sleep meditation, a deep trance integration of two very simple yet powerful techniques. And you might be curious to know that the first has been adopted from mindfulness breathing, a practice supported by ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. And finally, the second represents what I feel is the most important tool for change. An NLP submodality technique that for decades has been used to clear fear, anxiety, phobias, or difficult memories that should be left there in the past. So I will suggest that you take time now to prepare yourself. Firstly, to find a peace and quiet, to find an environment where you can focus on you and allow yourself to relax and in your own way find calm. And I will give you a minute or so to find quiet, to close doors or blinds. So you might like to just carefully listen to my instructions as we ready you to search within yourself now, to find the skills always available now, to take positive steps forward towards clarity and peace. So when you are ready and in your own time, just finding a place where you can relax. And I'm not sure where or even how you find deep comfort. Yet maybe you can find a position in which you most prefer to relax and find calm. Maybe that's a chair, a cushion-filled lounge, or perhaps it's safe under the covers of your cozy, warm bed. It really doesn't matter where. That's up to you. And here And now, as you relax in comfort, perhaps noticing how your limbs, your torso, and each muscle in your body settles. And maybe you would like to remember the deep comfort you feel in those moments where you are safe and sound, and those eyelids start to feel heavy. And I know that sometimes it is difficult to relax and to just let go and clear our mind of those reminders, the words we hear and the images we see, the thoughts our mind presents to us just for our consideration. And sometimes those words or pictures that float through our conscious mind, the negative and the positive, is just our active intelligence giving us a heads up, reminding us of all the things that might be of worry or concern, just guiding us towards actions that it believes will keep us safe in this moment. But what if I told you that in this moment, now, you are in control? And if you lie there in warm comfort, your eyes comfortably closed, then clearly you have chosen this moment for mindfulness, relaxation, and self-awareness. Because there is nothing wrong with a thought that commands our attention, as a worrying thought can lead us to take positive action or to look at something differently, to accept thoughts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, with a sense of detached clarity that can make any experience even better. And sometimes a negative thought can be helpful and lead us to mindfully make a positive choice. And I wonder what happens for you when you notice those unhelpful words and images, those thoughts and their negative energy, as they float into your conscious awareness. Do you see yourself being thrown about in the turbulent waves of the negative energy, like a boat that struggles through stormy seas, having been unable to avoid the advance of bad weather? And maybe you have found yourself replaying images and internal dialogue, having allowed yourself to be overcome by the emotional storm that accompanies those unhelpful thoughts. But I also wonder if you want to learn a new way, and that in those moments when you see yourself fighting to hold the ship steady, that you can step back and see the waves of negative thoughts for what they are. Because in this moment now, you have committed in the present to relax and become absorbed in the practice of mindfulness. That's right. In this moment now, you are safe. And so, as you relax now, with your eyes closed, and begin to become aware of your own thoughts and your own sensations. And through the practice of mindful breathing, you can connect with the here and now. So now you can just be aware of the sound of my voice, or you can simply ignore everything else as I encourage you to breathe in deeply. And to breathe out deeply. Taking another deep, slow breath in, noticing the sensation of the air as it fills your lungs. And breathing out, noticing the feeling of the warm air as it passes your lips. And as you breathe in once again, notice the sensation as the air fills your belly. And as you let the breath go, and let go of any thoughts, and let go of any obligations, as I encourage you to breathe in deeply, focusing on any noises you hear inside the room. And as you let go of that breath, perhaps you can notice any noises outside the room. Letting your body relax a little more with the next deep inhale, and relaxing a little further as you exhale. And as your breath slows, you might start to allow yourself to access that quiet place inside of you, that inner space of ease and calm. That's right. Maybe you would like to remind yourself that our thoughts are just like the energy of ocean waves. Only words and images that continuously flow in and out of your conscious awareness. And in those moments where your intelligent, conscious mind delivers an unhelpful thought for your consideration, you can respond in a way that is helpful and choose to simply pause and in your own time, take a deep and relaxing breath. Because mindful breathing is useful for more than just relaxation. It is not a method to avoid thoughts or feelings, but it is an anchor to hold you steady in the midst of a looming emotional storm. And better still, you can combine the healing power of relaxed breathing with your powerful imagination. And I wonder if you know that at its core, that is all hypnosis truly is. Hypnosis is simply the state of absorption you are experiencing now. The powerful decision you have made in this moment to direct your focus to the words I use, the sensation of your breath, to any thought, feeling, memory, or wonderfully positive expectation. You might be curious to know that hypnosis cannot take away your control, and by itself, the relaxing experience of trance cures nothing. Rather, hypnosis is the vehicle that empowers you with the abilities and realizations that will ultimately help. And you may have heard that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And my suggestions are only here to guide you, like an usher at the theatre that guides you through the dark to your seat with the light of a torch. And as part of you takes your seat there in the theatre, and you settle in comfort, there is another part of you here now, relaxing more and more deeply, allowing yourself to float across time and space. Yes, there is a part of you always willing to transcend the moments you experience in the world each day. Just like when you sit down in the theatre and allow yourself to let your conscious mind take a rest and become lost in a great movie. And it is a captivating thought, is it not? To know that your unconscious mind is infinite and can be anywhere. And your conscious mind can be here in calm and in comfort. And I don't know just how comforting it is to know. You can choose in any conscious moment to powerfully partner with your imagination, to relax deeper And as you relax into your seat, and you can just take a deep breath, knowing in this space you are safe, a place only for you, seated in the middle of the theatre of your imagination. That's right. And perhaps you are here now because of unresolved issues, attachments, and negative energies and emotions there in the past. And you might like to drift back now to a time before any of those events, before any of the negative attachments and unhelpful emotions. And as you then drift slowly forwards, you can get a sense of all those negative attachments forming slides in your mind, almost like the slides of a movie film. And you find yourself now in the safety of your theatre, looking up at the blank movie screen before you. I wonder if you would like to use your imagination and take control of your story. Perhaps seeing yourself seated in the middle of the theatre as you drift up out of your body and up to the projector room where the camera is at the back of the cinema, and looking out through the little square window, you can see yourself sitting in your seat, observing yourself completely relaxed and looking up at the blank screen. Beside you, you see the movie projector, and you immediately decide to press the power button and watch as it boots and clicks and lights up. A few moments pass and you look out the square window to the screen that is filled with a still image, a screensaver, if you like. And you are curious to observe that this image is of you, standing outside of a room, in front of a set of big, heavy, grey iron doors. Intrigued by this image, you remember that this is the theatre of your unconscious imagination, and anything you will see on the screen before you is only there to help you let go of old attachments and push past negative emotions down a new path towards pleasure and happiness. So now, and in a moment when I say, you will press the start button and run the movie. Remember that this is just a film, and you are just going to observe yourself seated in your theatre, watching it. Perhaps with an understanding sense of comfort and ease. You decide to press the start button to watch the slides of your film. And you watch the screen as the image of yourself stuck and still comes to life. And you see yourself move forwards towards the big heavy grey doors and open them with confidence. And you see yourself in this film enter the room without hesitation. And at that moment you look down out the square window and see yourself seated in the theatre, watching yourself on screen and wondering how you might react. You look back to the screen to observe the room opens up into the great expanse of time and space. And just like you imagined a few moments ago, the images on the screen are of a time before any of the negative events, a time before the emergence of negative attachments and any unhelpful emotions. Fascinated, you step forward into time and space. And with each step, you can get a sense of the negative events, the negative memories, unresolved issues, and past attachments. And you see them in the movie playing out before you. And from the safety of the projector room, you remember this is just a film, and you are just observing yourself sitting in the theatre, watching it. And as you watch from the projector room and observe yourself seated in the theatre, watching yourself on the screen in your own movie, stepping forward through the negative events and difficult memories past. You find yourself looking through all the negative events of the past, unresolved issues, attachments, and negative emotions. And you see through all this yet another set of doors on the other side of time and space. Again, remembering that this is just a film and you are just watching it. You see yourself pass confidently through your past, passing the many scenes that once were, and here and now you watch yourself as you walk out those big grey iron doors and close them behind you, safe and sound. And with the doors of the past closed tightly behind you, you now stop the film. And as you gaze down on the projector, you notice a number of other buttons. Buttons you could press and choose how you could watch your walk through time and space. The rewind button captures your attention, and as you press it, the projector makes a whooshing sound, and immediately everything you watched before flashes on the screen before you, quickly going backwards. making that swishing sound until once again you are looking at the still picture of yourself outside those big grey doors. Again, you look at the projector and you see several buttons under the title Modes. Interested, you press one and it lights up. You again press play and the movie begins again. And as you watch yourself watching the movie, you notice how it all seems black and white and grainy, almost like those old wartime newsreels. And you can watch yourself watching the old grainy movie, and you decide to have a little fun with the film. Pressing fast forward and watching yourself, watching the slides quickly flick through to the moment you see yourself standing safely behind the big grey double doors. And you decide to have a little fun with the projector, pressing fast forward and watching yourself, watching the slides quickly flick through as you pass through time and space and see yourself on the screen behind the big grey double doors, safe and sound. Enjoying the sense of control, you again press rewind, this time holding it, watching yourself, watching the film, rewind back even more quickly than before. You hear that swishing sound as those old memories flash by like a black and white blur. The movie eventually stopping still, with you standing on the screen outside the big grey double doors. You press play again and see yourself on the screen enter the room with confidence and calm. And remembering this is just a film, you choose to re-watch some of the old memories and ignore others. And as you take control of the projector, you notice that the fast forward and rewind changes how you see the events and the images on screen. And as you watch yourself, watching the old, grainy, dark, messy film, you observe that certain parts have been skipped and are missing, and other parts seem completely different. And you know, we all wish certain events went differently, and that we were able to do or say things we never did. And I wonder how you would feel to know that outside our conscious awareness, these things can be done or said in a way that resolves any issues and allows us to let go, putting attachments firmly in the past. And I wonder now if you would like to take as long as you need over the next few minutes or over the coming days as you drift off to sleep and dream, to work through all those memories and to let go of attachments. As you watch yourself seated in the theatre, watching that grainy old movie now. That's right. Watch yourself walk through the room and out of the door to the other side. Watching as you close the door behind you, safe and sound. Stop the film, rewind the film, and hear that swishing, swirling rewind sound as you flick back through and see yourself once again outside the room in front of those big grey double doors. So now, drop back down into your body, seated in the middle of the cinema, and stand up and walk up to the you that you see on screen and thank that you. Thank them for doing that for you. And reach out with your imagination and with your conscious energy, pull them into you so that they become a part of you once again. And from today, no matter how hard you try, you will never experience fear or negative emotions again. The harder you try to remember moments past, the more grainy and messy the images will appear, and the more any attachments and emotions will drift further and further away. As you now allow the past to be left right back in the past, while focusing instead on what you have to look forward to in the future. And isn't it wonderful that you don't even have to consciously know what you have to look forward to? And you can just allow your unconscious to guide you toward positivity and absolute happiness, while you focus on continuing to opening new doors and to stepping confidently forward, leaving those big grey double doors behind you.